Oh, hello folks, my name is McCorry's. So I've been asked to do a wee series of videos for you on growing your own at home. Simple to do and will save you a lot of money, and it's a bit of a hobby when we've haven't much else to do. This is Grovelands. This used to be the old horticulture training facility for the council, which has been defunct for like the guts of 30 years. And I've been sort of doing bits and pieces in it this last few years, and I'm hopefully going to transform it into a community horticulture training area. So seeds, start off at the beginning, folks. And if you're going to grow anything from seed, you need containers. Now these would be when I grow most of my stuff here, I get them at a pound stretcher. I think it's about £3 for about 5 of them. Pretty sturdy. And there must be holes, no matter what you grow in. There must be holes in them. Now you might want to be going queuing and going into pound stretcher and all the rest of it. But there's no problem you getting the old orange cartons, cutting out the top. These are fine, because they're deep as well. They're good for peas, beans and the likes, the bigger seeds. But there must be holes in the bottom. So I just got a knife and pricked half a dozen holes. Another thing which you can get for nothing, if you go into any ice cream parlours, I got these donated by Fusco's, and they're brilliant. Again, holes in the bottom, but they're absolutely brilliant for growing in. And you've got for when you're growing in sort of spring and or autumn, you've got the wee cover, which acts like a wee mini greenhouse for starting stuff off. They're brilliant. Out of all the things either I buy or I get given to me or recycle, these are the best out of all that. So you've got your container. I go do some seeds, a couple of different sizes of seeds, just to show you the process. You've got your container, okay, and I've just watered down about 10 to 1, some bleach, just already some domestos, spread it and then hose it down to get the worst of the gunk off it and sort of reasonably sterilise it. Okay, and then your compost. You don't need all the foodery stuff I've got here. I mean, your hands, the pair of gloves, you'll be fine. But you want to fill your container, okay, with compost. And you want to get as much compost in as you can, because that's the living space of the plants. And there's a couple of tricks where people get wrong, as I did before I sort of started doing any training in horticulture, is that you try and keep everything as neat and as tidy as possible. Because it does make a difference when plants are growing, like with diseases and pests and whatnot. So I want that as level as possible. You can see that there. So that's nice and level. Okay, now I'm going to get a bit of wood. Any bit of wood will do. Even a book. I've used a book in the past. And just level that down. Now I'm pressing down firm, but not really squeezing the whole weight on it, but it's reasonably firm. And you want that nice and level. And the reason for that there is, if you looked at, say, a profile sideways of that compost, it will be up and down like this. And if some of the seeds go in shallow on the others, the seeds will grow at different rates. And then this here tray, the lattice seeds, I'll probably put 150 in here, because I'm giving out to people and whatever. But you could do half a tray or whatever. But the seeds will grow at different rates, and the ones that get ahead will be bullies, and they'll crowd out the others, and the others will die off. So if I didn't do that, instead of having 150 seedlings, I would have, say, a dozen or two. Because the other ones will just take over, take all the water, all the nutrients, and crowd them out for light and whatever. It does make a big difference. So compost in, and I'm just below the lip here, so that when I water, that it doesn't run off. Okay, so I've got the compost in. Now the seeds. Get your packets, lettuce seeds. I don't know, it says £1.30, but I got to give to me. But you can get lettuce seeds for 50p a pound stretcher, like 2 for a pound. Do a wee hinge, because sometimes the seed packets will have important information on the top, and I used to do it myself. I'd rip that off, throw it away. Where's the information? Gone. So just do a wee hinge so that it's still there and you can read it. And you've got your seeds. Now, with this size, these, they're like literally the size of a full stop. They're really, really tiny. And you're working out how many seeds are in there. So 1,200 seeds. You don't want 1,200 lettuces. You might do a dozen or so, a few for you, a few for the neighbours and friends and families, and then a couple for the slugs. So that's roughly, I just experienced that, so that's about 150 there. And then you fold your seed as well. If you can put your wee seeds in a wee, like a seal, an old Chinese container or something like that, Chinese food, and keep them in the fridge. They'll keep a lot longer. If you gotta, if somebody doesn't mind you put them in the fridge, once you keep the carton clean, there's no compost on it. So you've got them here. Now let me move this closer. I hope you can see this. So I've got my hand. You can mix on some dry sand in with this and make it easier so that you can see where you've been, or some flour even, you know, and just top it in and get them sort of just so as you get used till the spacing. But I'm just doing it. I've got my hands at a sort of, what would that be? It's just sort of a 30-degree angle, and then I'm topping. I'm not turning my hand. I'm just topping, and they'll bounce down. This wee line here in your hand, I think it's your heart line or something like that. I don't know. If you don't have one, you must have a bad heart. You'll be grand. So, and just keep moving. I'm not moving my hand. I'm just moving my body up and down, and then going across, trying to spread them out as much as I can. Tap. They'll just jump across themselves. Don't be tempted to do that. You get a big dozen of them all in one spot. And then I'm going diagonally, and I'm just constantly, and then I'm looking to see where there's any gaps, and I'm filling those in. Okay, and my hand's a bit, so there's a few stuck there. That's fine. Right, now those are sitting against. Push them in a wee bit, just make sure they're all in contact with the soil. Now they're sort of like, say I was a seed, I'm on top of the soil. The air's all going around me. I could easily dry out. So you want something, they've had a big wet mattress beside me, I'm not going to bloody well dry out. So you can give them a wee, slight wee dusting. Lettuce seeds, parsley seeds, the smaller seeds don't like being covered too much. So if you give them a wee bit of a covering, you've got a wee mesh like this. And very slightly, give them a wee dusting. But you don't need to give them much. You know, you can do it with a bit of sand, you know, or if you can go, if you're really into the garden, go and buy a bag of vermiculite for £6 and give them a wee cover in that. But they need to get light, although if they're even a 3-4 millimeters, they'll not grow, and that's especially true for lettuce and come again leaf greens. So you've got a wee bit of a covering. Give a wee clean here. Get all that compost off so that there's no spread of disease. If anything does get diseased, then you're covered. Okay, and then give it another wee press. And then a water. Now it's just what? A wee spray. You don't want to put a watering can on at this stage because it'll just wash all the seeds into one corner. So you need to keep this moist, you know, until they start to grow. And then you'll start to pull back on the watering. But if they're grown inside, I grow them inside in these trays to get them up to a certain size, around about this size, because otherwise the slugs will have them in one night. And you know, as they get older, they're just not so tasty to the slugs. But you will have to deal with your slugs with certain plants, especially lettuce. And that will be probably, pest control will be another wee video we'll do in the future. Okay, so that's that watered. And label. So just lettuce. And then the date on the other side. And that's that. Okay, and that can go somewhere. You could put it outside, but you won't want the real heavy rain hitting it and washing seeds all over the place and splicing the compost everywhere. But if it's somewhere shelter, but somewhere bright, and you don't have to spend a big amount of time growing seeds, but it's regular time. You need to go out every day and keep just checking them, even for 10 seconds. Lift it. It's a bit late. People's asking me how often do they water? When they need it. And you know, and then keep them moist for the first week or two till they start to grow, and then you can start pulling back in the water. And then once you're up to a certain size, there's going to be 150 plants in here. And let me see if I've got anything that's actually grown. Not really, but in the next video I'll deal with how to transplant them then. Transplant them into the ground, transplant them into bigger pots, so that you can give them out, or you can grow them. You can grow lettuce in pots, say this size, quite well, like, you know, as long as you're willing to go out and water them. But when you put them in the ground, you need more or less need to forget about them. And again, so I'll run through this. Your containers must have holes, okay? Nice and even covering. You know, fill your container. You can grow in these as well. These are fine. I wouldn't go any shallower than 2 inches. because you'll be tortured water and just dry it too quickly for you. You can get the recycled materials, you know, the old orange milk cartons or whatever, as long as there's holes in the bottom. Your compost, multi-purpose compost, you don't want it too rich. If you put too rich a compost in for seedlings, it'll burn the roots. And I mean, you don't need this. You can get your compost and just give it a wee like. You just do this, yes, and just use it, and then you get, you know, but you don't want too much. You don't want too much of it covering over your seeds. And usually the rule of thumb is the seed, whatever side the seed is, it doesn't want to be covered more than 2.5 times its own size. So I mean, you probably put them in about the peas, you know, about an inch. Okay, folks. So I'll do other ones. I'll be doing ones every week. And again, if you want a subject covered, but I'll take it seeds and then planting on, and then I'll do with pest control, and then growing on certain specific plants. But if you get questions to me through Relatives for Justice group, I'll answer them.